Hi, I'm Shankara from Run and Become, and today we're focusing on how to nail your recovery, how to recover beautifully after a tough race or a tough training session. There are two parts to recovery. One is easing the muscles, easing them back so that they get back to normal again and ready for the next blast of intensity. The other side is putting back into your body what you've expelled out through your sheer effort. First up, stretching. After your race, you need to do a good warm down, a good stretch. And if you're not sure what to do then, there are some links to some other posts below me here that will give you good stretching routines. What I'm going to focus on is the next morning, when you woke up and you feel either heavy or really tight and things are not feeling great. So before you start the day, if you do this simple routine, it'll help to oxygenate the muscles and get everything moving freely again. And you can do this throughout the day as well if you find it helpful. First up, start up here, because it's not just your legs that get fatigued when you're running hard. It's also your back and your shoulders. So you probably did these in school, but they're really effective. Start nodding your head side to side, up and down, and then do the whole circle and backwards. And I would say do, an equal set, sort of 3 this side, 3 that side, and 3 rotations one way and 3 rotations of the head the other way. And then throw in the shoulders, so you do up and down, and really concentrate on pulling your shoulder blades down the back of your back. Do that 6 times, 6 times forward, then put your fingers on your shoulders 6 times back and 6 times forward, and then throw the entire arm out 6 times one way, 6 times the other way. It's a great way of getting everything moving up here again. Also very good if you spend a lot of your day at the desk. And then a good old yoga Pilates one that's very effective and gives it sort of an all-round stretch and wake up. Take a deep breath in, and then you drop your chin to your chest, and then you slowly roll down, as a Pilates teacher would say, 1 vertebrae at a time. So really isolating each bit of your back and feeling the stretch as you go down. Don't rush it. When you get down to as far as you can comfortably, don't hang there, just take another deep breath in and reverse it back up again. The reason why I say don't hang there is that often you'll find that actually quite a painful point if your lower back's been tight. Do it a couple of times up and down, using your breathing to help you. And on the 3rd time down, stay down there. And you can push your arms to one side and the other side to get a bit of sort of lower spine twisting stretch as well. So you're then nicely activating and sort of easing out the muscles in your back. But once you're down there, of course, it's hitting into your leg muscles as well and easing them out. And you can, once your back is warmed up and you're down there, you can also push a little harder to get into the back of the legs. With all of that, doing it well, concentrating on what you're doing, makes it a good stretch. Jerking makes it a bad stretch. Regular, gentle stretches will really speed up your recovery. If you're suffering from, say, shin splints, then regularly stretching out your calf as often as you can during the day will really help and get you back out there faster. The other thing that can really help is investing in some compression clothing and wearing those for the couple of days after the race. You can use it during exercise as well, but after is also fantastic, and people don't often necessarily think of that. What the compression clothing does is it supports your muscles. It's not putting them in a vice, it's just holding them and supporting them, and that is increasing the blood flow and just aiding recovery a little bit. The next thing we need to focus on is rehydration and refueling. As soon as you finish your race or your hard run, you need to start thinking about getting some food and some drink into you. Protein is what helps our muscles recover. They rebuild the muscles. You need to get some protein in you within 20 minutes of stopping exercising. That's 20 minutes after you've crossed that finish line, not 20 minutes after you've crossed the finish line, had a shower, had a stretch, got in the car to go home. And that means preparing in advance. If you mix up a recovery drink beforehand and have that in your bag, then you can start sipping that as soon as you're done. Oh, and look what I have here, some SIS. Rapid Recovery Rego. This stuff is great, really easy to mix up and tastes quite decent, and will do the job. The protein powder drinks do tend to get lumpy if you're not careful, so I would strongly advise you to invest in a shaker bottle, which when you pull the lid off has just got this little thing here, and as you're shaking everything up and down to mix it up with the lid on, obviously, you'll get a smooth drink rather than a lumpy one. If protein drinks aren't your thing, then there are an army of protein bars out there. That's also really easy, an effective way to get that food and that protein back into you super fast. Personally, I love the Pulsin. Obviously, you don't have to rely on sports nutrition products. You can just use regular old food. Just make sure that whatever you've got, it's ready there once you've finished your race, and that you like the taste of it. That's pretty important. And remember, this throughout the 24-48 hours after your race, that consider what you're eating, make sure you're eating enough, make sure it's good enough quality, try and get some good quality protein, good quality carbs, fruit and veg, and do indulge in whatever takes your fancy, but make sure you're getting the good food in as well. This will make a big difference, big difference. And lastly, we need to talk about hydration, and something like the Noon tablets will dissolve one of those in a bottle of water, and that will put back not just the liquid or the water that your body is missing, but also the salts and the minerals. And that's rather key also. If you get headaches after a hard run, then this could really be the reason why. So there you have it, my top tips for a speedy recovery. It ain't rocket science, most of it's just common sense, but it's a matter of remembering to be disciplined enough to go through with those steps, and you will really benefit. So stretch and prioritize muscles, around areas that are really aching, and not just after the race. Make sure that if you've got some compression clothing, you're going to invest in some, that you wear it during the race, sure, but also afterwards. Make sure you eat good food as quickly as you can afterwards, and keep attention on that for the next 48 hours. Make sure you drink water, not coffee, as quickly as you can, and make sure you keep your hydration topped up for the next couple of days. And that's going to make a real difference to the tightness of the muscles and the feeling of fatigue and exhaustion generally. If you've got more specific problems, then icing, any areas that have really swollen or really feeling sore, icing will really help. Do that regularly. And of course, the best thing, go and see your physio, your sports massage therapist, and get those poor joints and muscles a good old massage.